Hey, hello, my name is Anna Graham and I am the Education Manager for Manx Birdlife. The Big Schools Birdwatch has been going for over 20 years now, so over 2 decades, and so far over 1 million children have taken part in the survey. So.
And the Isle of Man takes its part as well, or plays a part?
It does, yes. It's part of that, and every year there are more and more schools and youth groups taking part on the Isle of Man. So yeah, we're calling on as many schools as possible to take part this year.
Right, let's get down to the nitty-gritty then. So it's a great name, but what does it actually involve? What do the schools and the students and the kids do?
The main activity is a bird watch in their school grounds. It's a good idea for the kids to learn a little bit about the birds that they're going to see first of all. But the main activity is a bird watch, and the children take a record sheet out with them into their school grounds, and they count the birds, counting the highest number of birds that they see at the same time. That's important because if you count every bird you see, then you might count the same one twice. All of the information can be found in an information pack, which you can sign up for on the RSPB website on the Big Schools Birdwatch page. You just click the button, get your free pack, and they will send you a pack of information in the post. So it's quite straightforward once you've got all of the information. But if you do need any help with it, I am more than happy to come into your school or to help with your youth group to do the bird survey. Or if you've got any questions at all, please do get in touch with me, anna@manxbirdlife.im.
And then what happens to the information which is collated? So all these schools are taking part, get this information, fill in these sheets. What happens then? Is it all sort of centrally collated?
Yes, it is. So once your group of young people has done their survey, it's important that they go back to the RSPB website and that they submit their results onto the RSPB website, and that goes into a large national database for the RSPB. And all of that data is collated, and sort of year on year, the RSPB can look at the data and see which birds are doing well and which birds are not doing so well. And then that helps them to focus their conservation efforts.
And it's super useful, isn't it, getting information like this from sort of volunteers length and breadth of the British Isles, with things like you have the garden birdwatch itself for people at home, you've got the farmland birdwatch that goes as well. With the schools taking part, it does cover a large sort of swathe of the country, I dare say, so both urban, farmland, country. And, you know, as you say, year on year, it really builds up essential information on trends, I suppose, as you say, in what species are doing well and perhaps more critically, which species aren't.
Yes, that's right. It is a snapshot of a great variety of places, habitats, and it is just as important not to see any birds during the survey as it is to see birds as well. It's a really broad survey. And I think for people to take part in citizen science, especially young people, we're in the middle of a nature crisis, a biodiversity crisis. And I think a lot of people, and especially young people, are worried about the future and what's sort of happening to our biodiversity. And this survey and other surveys like it, like you mentioned, the Big Garden Birdwatch as well. These surveys are really important because they give us an opportunity to do something, a sort of positive action. It's accessible, positive action and a meaningful action with a purpose. You know, we can really feel like we are making a difference. We're a small part of something a lot bigger. The young people can hopefully feel empowered to help. I think it's really important.
And that's the great thing, I suppose, with the schools birdwatch. I dare say with the garden birdwatch and the farmland one, you're already engaging with people who are probably already interested in birds and wildlife and such like. With the schools birdwatch, of course, it might be planting that seed quite early on. You might be getting kids coming along who hadn't really stopped to think about the birds before or looked at them, and they get out there, they see just in their own areas at schools the species coming in, the different species coming in, what they're eating, what they look like, and it could engender a whole lifelong love of birds.
Yes, yeah, that's the bonus, if you like. That's yes, it's great, and having been into to lots of schools and seeing the reaction of the children. Some of them might have seen a bird before, but then to sort of to know its name and a bit more about it, and to kind of focus in and see its behaviour maybe, and you get so many questions about the birds, and it's a pleasure to see that enthusiasm, and it bodes well for the future, planting those seeds, like you say, for the future of our biodiversity and for the young people themselves.
And I do think, again, sort of speaking to a few young people myself off and on over the years, that there seems to be more, as you hinted at there seems to be more now awareness of our environment and the importance of protecting our environment and things like the biosphere and how other species live and protecting areas for birds or mammals or whatever the case may be. Kids and young folks seem to be far more switched on to that than perhaps they were 30, 40 years ago.
Yes, I think so. I think it's become more prominent in the media, perhaps because, there have been a lot more, natural disasters and things. It's a lot more kind of in our face, if you like. And young people kind of being on those social medias as well, and being exposed perhaps a bit more to things going on. And are seeing the sort of emergency, if you like, perhaps more so than the older generations. And of course, it matters a lot more to the younger generations because they're the ones that will have to obviously live with the consequences. So I think young people are definitely getting more active, and it's inspiring.
Just while you're here, because we haven't had a chat before, just tell us a little bit about your role then. So you've just taken on again this role which has been around for a while within Manx Birdlife, so it's education officer. So that is mostly, is it going around schools seeing the younger kids, or is it spread right away across of any aspect of education when it comes to ornithology and birdlife on the island?
So my role, my main sort of focus for the role is going into primary schools and working with the young people there. That is the main focus of the role. However, my role is also open to as you say, a whole breadth of education. So whether that's youth groups involved with the Scouts, for example. So other youth groups as well. I'm also going to be going into hospice as well, to inspire the residents there about bird life. If you're interested in having a free session with myself from Manx Birdlife, you want to inspire your young people to cherish and protect the wild birds on the Isle of Man, please do get in touch.
What's your own background? Are you a lifelong birder or something that you've come to a little bit later in life? Where are you on that?
So I'm a very, very passionate about birds. My passion began towards the end of university. I did a project on the Somerset Levels about birds, and then I started volunteering for the RSPB soon after that, and I sort of fell into education. Actually, I started volunteering for a school and community project, actually the Bird Friendly Schools project, which also ran the Big Schools Birdwatch. So I've kind of come full circle, really. That was a long time ago. That was well over a decade ago. Since then, I've been involved in sort of outdoor environmental education, trained as a teacher. I was in the classroom for a couple of years, had my nature table and my wildlife group there. I've done various different roles with education and nature. So it's a big passion of mine, and I love working with young people and passing on that passion to the next generation.
Terrific.
Yeah.
And were you studying sort of ecology or such like, or conservation at uni?
I was studying environmental geoscience, so earth sciences, and just how the earth works as a system, and biosphere, ocean atmosphere. It's the environment has always been a big interest of mine. Geology as well. So that was the sort of the geoscience part. I love rocks. They always tell a story. And so I'm very passionate about the outdoors and the environment. So yeah.
So you probably come to the right place on the island there, because there's certainly no shortage of geology. Excellent for birding as well, of course. Lots of brilliant outdoor activity. So it's must be a real home from home for you.
Yes, it is. I'm really excited. I've already been on lots of adventures so far, outdoor adventures, and I'm looking forward to going on a lot more, doing a lot more birding. Yeah.
Terrific. Look forward to talking to you more.
Thank you.